Welcome to Sporting News Audio. My name is David Arnott, sitting here with Chris Bahr, Sporting News baseball editor and writer. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I saw highlights of an incredible pitcher last night. I don't know what his name is, but he looks pretty darn good. He reminds me of Kerry Wood, circa 1998.
It might be Stephen Strasburg.
Okay, yeah, that's his name. I don't know. I don't know how I missed him coming up or something like that. And all kidding aside, Stephen Strasburg's debut last night has been the talk of baseball. So, Chris, in your opinion, where do you see Strasburg going from here? How do you see the Nationals using him? I mean, that was just a mind-blowing thing that everyone kind of saw last night. Is this the sort of thing that we can expect moving forward?
No, I think, expecting 14 strikeouts and expecting, just dominance like that is highly unlikely. It was the Pirates, which, you don't want to take anything away from Strasburg because, that's major league hitting that he's facing. But it was the Pirates. Looking forward, though, he's not going to face a really tough offense for a while. I think he's got the Indians, the White Sox, the Padres, the Giants, and the Braves coming up. So, until he faces a Phillies or a Cardinals or a Dodgers, anything like a team like that, I'm going to have to assume he's going to continue to dominate because facing these second tier offenses, as good as the Braves have been, I mean they still have trouble hitting sometimes, and the Padres and Giants are the same way. These are pitching teams, and until he faces a truly good lineup, I think you're going to see him continue to have success.
Well, I think it's understandable to be cautious about placing him among the elite pitchers already because though that was an elite performance, he's got to repeat that over and over and over again just to even be in that conversation. Do you think he's going to have an effect, say, on the National League East race?
I think so. The Nationals have kind of slipped back a little bit. They're a few games under 500 again, and they were 2 or 3 games out of first. They've got a little bit decline back, but when you face those 4 other teams, pretty much the rest of the season, you can throw Strasburg out there. It's going to be a big effect. It's going to have a big effect on the race, whether or not they're in it or not. I mean, if he beats the Braves, that helps the Phillies. If he beats the Marlins, that helps the Mets. So whether or not Washington is a contender, he's going to have an effect on that race.
Now, there's been some talk about limiting his workload and everything like that. Obviously, the Nationals are invested in him for the long term, hoping he can be a franchise pitcher. What have you been hearing about how he's going to be used, how much he's going to be rested, those sorts of things?
Yeah, I think I was really surprised, to be honest, last night when he came out for the 7th inning because I thought they'd hold him to 80, 85 pitches and they let him pitch a 6th. I was fine with that, but going in, all you heard was he's going to be on a strict pitch count. We're not going to let him go too long, and they let him go out there with a lead. I thought maybe if they pull him after 6, he'd have the lead. It'd be a great night, and they threw him out there for another inning, which turned out to be a good result. But I think you're going to see them be a little more cautious going forward. I think they're going to try to keep him to a strict innings limit and a strict pitch count. And I think maybe they gave him a little bit of a leeway last night because it was going so well as a home start, as his first outing. But I think you're going to see them kind of pull back on him a little bit.
Chris Bahr, thanks for talking to us about Strasburg on Sporting News Audio.
All right.